life, I have lived in a classroom more than in my own home. I grew up around chalk, dust, staff room conversations, and children running in the corridors. I became a teacher because it was the only profession which I truly understood. And after decades in the classrooms, I run my own workplace where I mentor children one on one. Different settings, same mission to help a child see what they can't see in themselves. And after years in the classroom, I discovered something simple and powerful. Success doesn't begin with the knowledge, it begins with the connection. When I started teaching, I thought my responsibility is to deliver lessons, but believe me, children doesn't believe in that. You can't build confidence on the top of a hill. You can't expect a child to listen when they don't feel heard. Slowly, I learned children don't learn from someone who stands in front of them. Children learn from someone who stands with them. One afternoon, a boy in my class, feeling defeated, shoulders heavy, eyes full of pain. He scored terribly on a test. Instead of asking, "Why did you fail?" I asked, "Are you okay?" His face softened. He said, "Mom, no one has ever asked me after a test." That day, I learned something important. Children remember kindness more than curriculum. This truth that children learn through connections isn't new. Have you remembered Krishna in the Mahabharata? He wasn't weak, he wasn't unskilled, he wasn't unprepared. But on the battlefield, when he froze, he overwhelmed, he confused, he didn't able to speak a single word because his family was on the other side. And think about a Krishna, what he did on that time. He didn't lecture Arjuna on the archery. He didn't say anything, "You have to do this by now." No. He just sat beside him, he listened to him, and then he said, that is the power of mentorship. Sometimes a child doesn't need to learn new skill. They need someone who will just sit with them and listen them. Today I mentor children, but I keep that thing in my mind because every anxious child, every confused child might be having in their Kurukshetra moment, and all we have the ability to be their Krishna, not by teaching them more, but just standing with them until they are unable to find their courage again. When I started formal teaching, I knew that time what kind of work I have to do. In a room of 40, you can teach subjects, but in a room of one, you can transform the life. Same like Krishna. I love to listen my students because I know when a child feels heard, they begin to grow. And when they feel heard, they begin to grow. That is a power of mentorship. And research proves that students with a mentor are 65% more likely to getting their higher education. They are 46% less likely to indulge in a risky behavior. It proves lots of change and self-belief in the student's life. One curious child once told to me, "Ma'am, you are the only adult who always try to listen me. And you never judge me. You accept all of us as we are." That thing I will never forget. That's what every child needs. They don't want someone who always misunderstood them or give them lots of options. They're just someone who believes them, I trust on you, and you can always do whatever you want to do. This talk is not only just for teachers. This is for all of us. Parents, relatives, friends. Kids don't want a training course to mentor a child. They only need attention and intention. Here I want to share a few of the insights. Talk to a child and always try to inspire them. Don't go for a perfection. Just inspire their efforts, because you never know. Any moment become their turning point. Any talk will become their strength. Any conversation become their courage. So every one of has the ability, same like Krishna. And here I want to ask you, will you be someone's Krishna? Will you be the mentor who helped the child to rise in a life? Because every child deserves a mentor. And every mentor's life begins with the one choice, the choice of care. Thank you.